Peggy 3.
We're back with another episode of The Boot Room. This week, myself and Match Magazine's Darren Cross are tackling the subject of tackling. Isn't that right, Darren?
Yeah, that's right. There are a number of different ways to tackle in FIFA 13 and we're going to look at those today.
Great, so where do we want to start?
The first thing I'd say is to start with making sure you've got the right player selected when you tackle. So use that player change button to make sure you're not following somebody all over the pitch. And then the second thing is choosing the right kind of tackle, and as we said, there are a number to choose from.
Now we'll move on to the slide tackle in just a second, but first let's talk about the standing tackle. How would we do that?
Well, you do that just by pressing the B button when you're nice and close to your man, but the key with it really is timing, and that's true of all the tackles we're going to talk about today. If you commit too soon or too early, then you're really going to be in trouble and probably give your opponent a free run at the goal. So you've got to get that timing right, and with the standing tackle, it's when you're nice and close and you're sure that you're going to get a foot on the ball.
So if you're not close enough and you don't want to slide, what should you do?
Well, you should continue to contain or jockey until you do get nice and close to the man, and then once you are, hopefully the game will perform a kind of auto tackle for you, which is really my preferred method of winning the ball back.
Now, auto tackle is not something you'd see in the instruction manual, but it does, as part of the defensive AI, it will tackle on your behalf, won't it?
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what I really like about it, because it leaves you free to think about the direction and the movement of your defending player and not worrying too much about what time to go for the tackle. Obviously, there are occasions when you need to actually manually tell the game, yes, I want to tackle now. But a lot of the time you'll be able to just concentrate on the movement and positioning and then get nice and close and let the game win it back for you, or at least attempt to.
Now let's move on to the slide tackle. I guess there are times to use it and to definitely not use it, aren't there?
Yeah, so I'll go for a slide tackle if I'm 100% sure that I'm going to get the ball and be able to keep it, or as a last resort. And there are really two situations that for me I'd describe as last resort. That's when the guy's through on goal and it's the only chance I've got to make a challenge is to go for a slide. Or secondly, if I'm not close enough to the player but I'm between him and the goal, sometimes I can anticipate the direction of the shot and then slide into the path of the ball and hopefully make a block.
Do you also slide in if the ball has come away from their foot slightly, say if they've just knocked it away?
Yeah, that's really the best time to make a slide. If the ball's too close to the opponent when you attempt to slide tackle, there's a real high risk that you'll take a bit of the man first and give away a foul. So you want to time it just as they nudge the ball away with their touch, and then you can hopefully sweep in and take the ball away.
And I guess it's also worth saying never ever tackle from behind if you're doing a slide tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're looking at a straight red card there, and quite rightly.
Now something else that comes with its risks if you use it too much in one situation is push-pull, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. I do use push-pull quite a lot because I find it quite an effective way to just get your body in front of the attacker and perhaps just sort of edge him away from the ball. But you do have to be careful with it. As you said, if you use it too much or if you have a particularly strict referee, he'll quite rightly punish you, and usually that will mean a yellow card or at the very least a free kick for your opponent. So you do have to be careful with it, but it can be a really effective tool if you use it well. Is
it also useful if someone's about to pull the trigger and they're on goal?
Yeah, either when they're about to pull the trigger or even if they're about to play a pass or if they're right on the touchline. Using your body then just to sort of nudge them one way or the other can either make them take it out of play or can miskick the pass or the shot, and that can make a difference between a goal and another goal.
Darren, great advice as always. What are we looking at next week?
So next week we're going to look at using left trigger to give you the advantage in defence and attack.
Great, I'll make sure I get my trigger fingers warmed up. We'll see you next week on The Boot Room.